the cow that expelled the envious donkey in a picturesque and peaceful meadow, surrounded by green hills and clear skies, stood a farm full of life and color. The golden rays of the sun bathed the fields, creating a warm and welcoming glow that invited every living being to enjoy the new day. In this corner of the world, nature expressed itself with its most vibrant splendor. The happy song of the birds, the soft whisper of the wind between the trees, and the sweet aroma of wildflowers combined to create a symphony of tranquility and harmony. This farm was not only home to a diversity of animals, but also a setting where stories of camaraderie, challenges, and sometimes conflicts were intertwined. Among the residents of this paradisiacal meadow, there was a very special donkey that, out of envy, crossed the limits of respect and offended his companions. Do you want me to tell you the story? Stay here. The donkey in question lived like a marquis, or rather like a king, for the simple reason that he was the most pampered animal on the farm. Neither the pigs, nor the horses, nor the chickens, nor the rest of the cows and butchers older than him enjoyed so many privileges. This was because it was so soft and so cute that the 3 daughters of the farmers treated it like a pet, pampering it and granting it all the whims. Every morning, as soon as the sun came out, the sisters went to the stable to comb it with a special brush, spread an almond oil that kept its fur silky and shiny. After that comforting beauty treatment, they placed it on a soft silk cushion and caressed its head until it fell asleep deeply. If it was thirsty when it woke up, they offered it spring water, scented with a few drops of lemon. If it felt cold, they hurried to carry it to the stable. They covered it with a loving blanket of colors knitted by themselves. As for their food, it was not by far the same as those received by their companions, barley based on ordinary millet and mollient. The lucky donkey had his own porcelain plate and fed on boiled carrots, fresh lettuces, and the leftovers of the family. So his daily diet consisted of exquisite stews of meat and desserts based on chocolate creams that sweetened his pale life even more. Curiously, despite having more rights than any, this favored and overfed donkey was an extremely selfish animal. As soon as he saw the farmers filling the common diner with millet, he started running, trampling on others to get to the first one and swallow as much as possible. Obviously, the rest of the animals were stunned, thinking that there was no more hateful being on the entire planet. One day, the chief cow, who was in charge, said to him in a very angry tone, "But what a hard face you have. I don't understand how you're able to take food away from your friends. You live among cotton, and you have it all. You are shameless. Well, you're going a little too far, dear cow. What you say is not fair," the donkey replied. "What is not fair? You lead a luxurious life, and you eat daily exquisite delicacies worthy of an emperor. Is it that you don't have enough with everything they give you? Do us a favor of leaving the food for us," the cow insisted. The donkey put on a face of not understanding, and with the insolence of the one who has it all, he responded by showing very little sensitivity. "The truth is that I eat until I burst, and this thought is very bad compared to the delights they give me. But I'm sorry, I can't stand others enjoying something I don't have." The cow kept her mouth open. "Are you telling me that you eat our humble food out of envy?" The donkey looked to one side and looked to the other and made a face of indifference. "If you want to call it envy, I think it's fine. Go ahead." With this answer, now the cow got angry. Very good, because you have sought it," without saying anything else. He made a moan that resounded throughout the farm. Seconds later, 33 cows and 9 butchers came to his call. They all surrounded the inconsiderate donkey. Listen to me carefully. As you know, this donkey recombed and inflated the cakes, eats part of our food every day. But the worst of all is that he doesn't do it out of hunger. No, he doesn't do it out of hunger. He does it out of envy. Isn't it abominable? The discomfort began to palpate among the audience, and the cow continued with her allegation. In a farm, neither greed nor abuse of power is allowed. So, in my opinion, there is no place for him in this farm. Raise your leg, whoever agrees to leave here forever. There was no need to recount. Everyone, with no exception, raised their nipples. Faced with such a crushing result, the head of the clan determined his expulsion. "Friend, you have earned this yourself for bad behavior. Take your belongings, if you have them, and leave." They were all against one. So the donkey didn't dare to complain, or rather, to complain. He took his oriental silk blanket that he covered at night as the only memory of the opulent life he left behind and crossed the field at full speed. It must be said that once again fortune accompanied him, because before dusk he arrived at a huge ranch that from that day on became his new home. But the new home was not by far as cozy as the farm he had left. There, no one brushed his hair, no one offered him water with lemon, and much less, he received the leftovers of exquisite delicacies. The farmers treated him like any other animal, without any consideration. They sent him from one side to the other with shouts of, "Hey, Algazin, bring this. Take the other. Hurry up. You eat more than you work." Every time he ate, the donkey had to settle for the leftovers of the other animals on the farm. Led by a robust bull, the donkey was not used to these treatments, and that contempt hurt his soul. Every time he heard the orders and insults, he felt like a thorn stuck in his heart, reminding him how far he was from the life he once had. But even with that, at first the donkey was full of pride and refused to accept that his situation had changed. He tried to impose himself on the other animals, but he found a cold indifference. No one paid attention to him or offered him the consideration he was used to. The days passed, and the donkey felt more and more lonely and miserable. He missed the caresses of the girls, the soft silk cushion, and the delicious food he used to enjoy. But more than anything, he felt the weight of remorse for how he had treated his former companions. He remembered the looks of disapproval and anger in the eyes of the head cow. Every time he thought about it, a deep feeling of shame invaded him. One night, while the donkey was trying to sleep on the cold and hard straw, a lonely tear rolled down his cheek. At that moment, he realized that his behavior had been unacceptable and that he had to do something about it. The next day, with a heart full of nostalgia and remorse, the donkey decided to return to his old farm to ask for forgiveness. He walked kilometers under the scorching sun, crossing fields and rivers, until he finally reached the farm where he had spent his days of glory. To his misfortune, when he arrived, he met the head cow and the rest of the animals on the farm. Lowering his head in a sign of humility, he said, "I have come to ask for forgiveness. I was selfish and envious, and I did not realize the damage I was causing. I feel deeply sorry, and I only wish for an opportunity to show that I had changed." The cows and the calves looked at each other, surprised by the transformation of the donkey. The head cow, with a severe but compassionate tone, replied, "Your words are sincere, and although you hurt us, we all deserve a second chance. Show that you have changed and you can stay." With a defeated pride and a heart full of gratitude, the donkey promised to be a valuable and respectful member of the herd. From that day on, he worked hard to earn the trust and respect of his companions, and little by little he managed to redeem himself and find his place on the farm, not as a king, but as a sincere and valuable friend. Over time, the donkey proved that his repentance was genuine. He helped the other animals without expecting anything in return. He shared the plow and was always willing to offer a friend's leg in times of need. The cows and the calves saw how the donkey changed and became his allies, valuing his new generous and humble attitude. One day, as the sun set on the horizon and bathed the farm with a golden light, the head cow approached the donkey and smiled at him. "We are proud of you, donkey. You have shown that we can all change for better, and now you are a valuable part of our farm. Thank you for learning and for teaching us all a valuable lesson about the value of humility and generosity." The donkey, with tears in his eyes, replied, "Thank you for giving me a second chance. I promise to keep working hard every day to be the best friend and companion you can have." From that day on, the donkey lived in peace and harmony on the farm, surrounded by friends who loved and respected him. And so he learned that true happiness is not in luxury or envy, but in the love and gratitude shared with those around him. More we feel envy when we are angry that someone is lucky or enjoys things that we do not have. If you think about it, you will realize that envy is a negative feeling that produces sadness and dissatisfaction. Rejoicing at all the good that happens to the people around us not only makes us feel happy, but also gives value to our generosity and nobility. Thank you very much for listening to us. Angel Ruiz narrated for you. A hug, my friends. And thank you very much for support as always. May God bless you. Sincere greetings. Until next time.